G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. This is the very first time we will be casting the map Migration. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new map, of course. It is time to get to it. Two of the world's best players facing off head to head. Spawning in the north side of the map in the color yellow, playing as the Mongols, it's Vortex. And on the south side of the map in the color pink, playing as the Juicy Legacy, representing Team M8, it is Marine Lord. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Migration. You may be familiar with this map. You may not be familiar with this map. I guess it was probably around in Age of Empires 2. I know we had it in Age of Empires 3. It wasn't called Migration. What was it called? I can't remember what it was, but it was all Ceylon. Ceylon, I think it was called. Ceylon? Ceylon. Anyway, the principle is simple. You start with enough resources on your island to build up like a decent, a decent base if you want to, right? You've got your gold, you got your stone, you got berries, you got a little bit of deer, and you got a couple of wood lines. Nothing too crazy. But if you want to invest in, the big picture, you're probably going to need to move over to the mainland. You're probably going to need to migrate. Oh, he said it. He said it. You know when they say the name of the movie in the movie? That's what just happened right there. That's the moment we said limitless, dude. This map is truly limitless. I'm excited for this game. I'm excited for this map, and you should be as well, because not only have we got this one right now, ladies and gentlemen, at 15 GMT, so that is pretty much like an hour after this goes live over on YouTube. Go and check out Twitch TV. It is going to be the grand finale. The grand finale of EGC TV's Master of Realms. This is going to be the last Master of Realms game I am bringing you guys. You will not see another one. So come on, support them. Support them. Come say good day over on the EGC TV channel. And of course, it's going to be good fun. I'm sure you're going to like it. There's a good matchup over there. I suspect you'll enjoy it. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's talk a little bit about this map and about what we can expect. So, starting off, we've got two sacred sites, which is really, really nice. Pretty central as well, but definitely defensive. If you've got both of these sacred sites, it's going to be hard for your opponent to say, oh, it's an imbalanced map. It's not an imbalanced map, my friend. It is a perfectly balanced map. When it comes to relics, everybody's got a relic on their island. There's also 3 in the middle. So for all you Holy Roman Empire players out there, there's plenty to be had in the middle. And of course, there's lots of deer as well. So we can see there's 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35, 47. I'm not very good at counting, but you guys get the picture. There's a lot of resources here in the middle. And of course, the most important one, gold. Lots of gold in the middle. Lots of big gold veins here, just asking to get keeps thrown down on them. So that's it. But I haven't even talked about the most important component of this map, and that is, of course, the water. The water is one of those things that just excites me greatly. Whenever a bathtub gets running in my house, I'm excited. I'm saying, all right. Sorry. I'm just thinking of my little boy. He's been watching some YouTube videos lately, and the most recent one he's into, it's sink or float. Everything, he just wants to know, does it sink or does it float? And I'm just thinking in the bathtub, like he's got like this big ball, he just throws it in there as hard as he can, and he's like, sink or float? It's like, man, this is the 100th time you've done this. You know what's gonna happen. It's gonna float, man. That ball, there ain't no sink in it. Anyway, have a look at this. We got transport ship. We've got a villager moving to the middle of the map. Interesting to note, Vortex does not throw down an Uvu here on the main island. I don't even know if you'd call this the main island, the starting island. Let's go with that. And now moving over to the main island. Now, the other thing, you might hear like a little bit of a lozenge sound. I guess that's probably the best way I could say it. Oh, I'm just going to chew it. I'm getting sick. Yep, I've been back in Australia, what now, 4 or 5 days? Oh man, I tell you what, I kind of predicted it, but I kind of knew already that this was going to happen. This is just what happens when you're in Australia. It's very cold. No, but yeah. So within like 2 or 3 days back into Australia, my eldest is in the hospital. He's got a fever of 40 something. I don't know. I don't know if it's that high. Can you really trust the thermometers? And then he's got lots of other stuff, but he's okay now. He's okay. He's all right. Slowly settling back in, but of course everyone's getting sick. So I guess that's probably just because we went to the hospital that we're getting sick. Anyway, it could also be daycare. He did 1 day of daycare. Well, it was like a half day of daycare, and then he was sick at daycare. So anyway, sorry, that's enough about my life. Let's talk a little bit about this game. We've got landmarks coming down, deer stones in the north of the map, 5 vills on this bad boy, and at the same time we've got we've got the meditation gardens down on the south side. Beautiful little spot he's got here. Looks like he'll pick up a couple in the way of berries, gets the stone, gets the gold, gets a fair bit of wood here as well. Now, one thing to note is the water is the most important part of this map by far, because not only does it allow you the ability to have that infinite fishing economy, it also allows you to get across to the mainland. It's really, really important, and it gives you access to lots of different attacks and angles that you can go from. You can do drops around the back of the enemy base. You can go hit their starting island. You can go hit their main base. You can go hit all those different angles, but we're going to have something a little bit more exciting than that. This is not just going to be your standard run-of-the-mill water v water game. Jeez, try saying that 15 times if you're not Iranian. If you're Iranian, it's simple. It's vota v vota. If you're not Iranian, it's water. It's a tongue twister. We'll say that much. I'm just making fun of the Iranians because they have trouble saying their W's. They pronounce it as V. I'm sure there's probably a lot of nationalities that have difficulty pronouncing V. Because I don't know, does V really come up that much in language? I mean, not in our language. Not like our language. It's like it's mine and it's your language, friends. I mean, to be fair, if you are here right now, there's probably a good chance you speak English, so it is our language, all right? You know, so don't get too worried. Have a look how aggressive Vortex is being with this. You know what I was thinking he was gonna do in my head? I was like, okay, he's just gonna throw docks down the entire way across this island, and then then just get the arrow slits in them. Where are the arrow slits? There's somewhere down here. He's just gonna get the arrow slits in them. He didn't do that, but in my head, that's what he was gonna do. I was like, that's gonna be sick. He didn't do it. All right, defense is on here for Marine Lord. Just keep in mind, we are at the pointy end of this tournament right now, so it is going to be very, very high intensity coming out for these games. And have a look at this. We've already got the triple-double coming in for Vortex. Not really a triple-double. It's a triple-single. We've got 3 different ships coming in here. Vortex trying to take out Marine Lord early on, but we've already got the double archer ship able to snipe out that fire ship. Say, see you later, mate. Don't even try. Meanwhile, in the middle of the map, looks like the Khan going to be able to take down the Scout. Scout doesn't have a lot of health, but he's trying his best. I think Marine Lord might be losing that one, and indeed he does. Loses the sheep as well. We can see the transport ship is doing a little bit of scouting himself. We'll check back in now down onto the south side as transport ship Fever has definitely been brought to the map. Got once again the double archer ship out, a single springled ship, and of course a single fire ship, demo ship. You know what? I just kind of want to give a single name to all 3 of these ships, like archer ship, springled ship, and incendiary ship. There you go. We got it. I'm not going to call them by their names anymore because I always get them wrong. Even though like the Mongols and the Juicy Legacy both share Balchads, and they both have like, I think you've got like the junk and the war junk, but you've got the light junk, and then you've got the war junk, and over here you've got the junk and the war junk. So one of them's got a light junk and the other one's got a junk. You guys get the picture. It's hard when there's so much junk getting flashed at the camera. It's never a good time. So it's just better we don't talk about the junk and focus a little bit more on, you know, the meat and potatoes. Sorry. I'm trying to put innuendos in there, but I'm also not. All right, we've got ourselves a little bit of action down here on the south side. Nothing too exciting. Manages to... Oh, he's already picked up the raid bounty for ships. How are you doing? A little bit of a unique Mongol advantage right there. Coming through for Vortex. Does get... Anytime he sinks a ship, he will get a little bit of a bonus. Look at the range on these archer ships, man. These archer ships are kind of wild how far they shoot. Let's take a look on that top side. And one thing to note here is that Marine Lord's got absolutely no presence on this central island. In my mind, I was like making this map out to be like a total, you know, they would ignore water completely and just focus on getting to the middle island. But you got to remember, water is so important, right? Like, you lose water, you are losing a huge amount of your economy. These guys are out here, both of them fishing. We've got large amounts of fishing boats on the north and the south ends of this map. So it's really, really important that you do stay online, stay on water, and do try and fight it out. I think best case scenario we can hope for on a map like this is somehow we invent water walls. You've heard of Wonderwall, but have you heard of Water Wall? That's what we can hope for, and they just do a little bit of a wall around the side. Actually, you know what? In my old favorite game, when I was a kid, I mean, technically I was a kid, Total Annihilation, they did have them. They were called, there was Dragon's Teeth, and then on water, they were called something different, but you could wall with them. But you could get like naval dragon's teeth. They were really cool. And what you'd have to do is you'd bring up a constructor and you'd have to reclaim them. I know that sounds crazy, but you can reclaim enemy buildings. Anyway, there you go. That's what I'm advocating for. You've heard of, we've got palisade walls, we've got stone walls. Give us water walls. That's what I am asking for. Please, devs. I mean, to be fair, the list of things for the devs to do is so long that I feel like that barely didn't even get added to like the 4th list. That like they've got that many lists of things to do that's not even there. Anyway, looks like a demo ship comes through. Vortex, interestingly, I don't know if he gets the bounty for that. It doesn't look like he did. The demo ship definitely secured a kill, but I don't know whether he got the bounty. I suspect it probably didn't. Now, Marine Lord should know right now that, actually, does he have any? He doesn't. Oh, he does have the shoreline fish here. So you do get repaired up by your dock. So what you can do is look to move one of your fishing boats in when it's lower health like this into the closer shoreline fish, just so it gets fully repaired. But speaking of repair, right now on the top side, have a look at this. We've got the emplacement about to come through on that dock. He is indeed looking to get control over this strait. At least I think this is called a strait. In Australia, we've got the Bass Strait, and this is exactly what it looks like. So I'm definitely going to call this a strait. This is straight out of Australia's playbooks. Ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves a little bit of water down here on the south side of the map. Demo ship's getting blown up, and we can see that that bounty is indeed coming through. A little bit of wood, a little bit of gold, and the micro back and forward. Looks like this one will probably get shut down pretty quickly. Vortex doing a very good job to stop Marine Lord's flow from that mainland. Wants to avoid any kind of docks, and I tell you what, if he wants to, he could definitely look at docking up this entire strait. How do you even fight into it if there's a lot of docks along here? I really have no idea. Big demos, explosions, not going to be able to hit too much though. Manages to get a split in, but doesn't really achieve too much with it. Vil now going to come out and start doing a little bit of repairing. Slow but steady cover fire from the dock. Now focusing down that villager. It gets evaporated, eviscerated, annihilated, assassinated immediately, and the focus once again is resumed onto the dock, but he should be able to take out a junk with him. Indeed, he's going to be able to, but I tell you what, I'm excited about Vortex and his position that he's got here. If he can look to continue throwing docks down along here, like, to me, it just makes so much sense. Make more docks, put more sprinkled emplacements, or more naval arrow slits in them, as they're called. I guess they're technically not sprinkled emplacements, are they? Market now coming out as well. The Marine Lord definitely up against the ropes right now. Take a look at this. If he wants to get towards this mainland, keep in mind, when it comes to gold, he's got 3k left in the main gold. Meanwhile, back at base, Vortex is currently sitting on 2k gold. If Vortex wants to go and drop over towards here, he's going to be uncontested. That's absolutely fine. But if Marine Lord dares leave his base, well, I can assure you there is going to be a problem. We'll switch it over now to income per minute. Get a bit of an idea on where these guys are at this 12th minute into the game. Imperial Official, don't do it. I know you want to do it, Imperial Official. You guys could see him moving, right? Oh, they love to do it. They love to do it. You know, the Imperial Official, you want to know how it works? I'll give you a quick, like, rule. This is like the if statement for the Imperial Officials, right? Is the building under attack? Yes. Move to the building immediately. And then it checks if there's gold in the building after that check. Like, they are attracted to buildings that are under siege. It is ludicrous. And have a look at this. Speaking of ludicrous, Marine Lord looking to clean out the infrastructure on the top side of the strait while his enemy is stuck on the bottom side. But at the same time, Marine Lord is now going to be losing his own docks. Now, who does this favor? I can't help but feel like this probably favors Marine Lord because he can simply just go and put docks on the top side of this strait, exactly like we're seeing him do now, and he doesn't really lose anything. In fact, he gains something from this because now he's opened himself up to that straight demo ship. Double demo ship, he takes them all out! Beautiful timing from Marine Lord, manages to spot them in the transition. Vortex takes a huge chunk of damage in that little tiny engagement. Marine Lord, you are a machine, Marine Lord. You are an absolute mate. That is for sure. Transport ship up here. Does it provide that much line of sight? It provides enough line of sight, but I guess you don't really need line of sight up in that region now. Demo ship's going to go down again. And Vortex, he's basically got his construction or his production camped up right now. I think, for me, the biggest mistake here was that Vortex delayed throwing down more docks. I feel like you should have just been spamming docks like a madman, get those naval arrow slits up, and from there, you're a happy camper. And one other thing to note, he's only got one Vil in the middle here. I feel like this isn't enough. I feel like maybe moving up to 2, 3, 4, 5 is definitely worthwhile. But have a look at this. Vortex says, you know what, Drongo? I'm not worried about Vils in the middle. Oh my lord, the demo ship did actually manage to hit multiple war junks here. You can see they're barely getting away. It looks like that one will go down as well. It's going to be 2 taken out from Marine Lord, so big shots on both sides here. But I think that the one thing to note, though, with the age up coming through from Vortex, is that he's going to be looking to potentially upgrade his warships. Once he's got those upgrades coming through, let's take a look at the most important one. Of course, it is going to be Armored Hull. Increases the health and the armor of your ships by a significant amount, 20%. That is damn bloody nice. So Vortex can grab that. That's like grabbing veterancy on his units before his opponent does. That's really, really nice. Now, of course, that's not going to make up for, you know, having a 20 population difference, especially when the enemy's got 14 explosive junks. That is a lot of junk. That is a lot of explosions. We can say that. Look at this. The new water meta is well and truly online. Marine Lord is slowly mastering it. That is for sure. But he's managed to secure up a nice little position here. You can see he's starting to do a bit of scouting as well around the top side. Maybe look to harass the enemy on water. And I suspect fighting may begin sometime soon towards the middle of the map. Neither player is towards the center just yet. Kurultai has come down, but slowly and steadily, they make their way. Vortex needs to pick up the upgrade. We can see he's actually going to be going into Springled Cruise for an extra range, an extra 20% attack. We don't see that Armored Hull upgrade just through yet. Marine Lord on the other side will be looking to go into the Castle Age himself. Keep in mind, he does have the discounted Castle Age because he is playing. Oh, now. You see what I see? I only see 2 demo ships. Oh, no. Vortex. Vortex, watch out. Vortex, he's coming for you. Oh, no. If he blocks the entire strait. Oh, no. Oh, no. Vortex, watch out. Oh, the demo ships, they're sitting by idly. Marine Lord coming through on the backside. Watch out! Watch out! The demo ship! Oh, he's going to blow him to hell and high water. Absolute destruction. Marine Lord looks to try and take apart the naval fleet of his opponent, but somehow, someway, the forces of Vortex managed to thrive, survive, and oh no, round number 2, baby. Here she comes. She is rolling in, but I tell you what, she doesn't have wheels. She's got fins. You got sails. We got sails, and tell you what, there's going to be a fire sale, quite literally, on these demo ships because they are absolutely getting blown out of the water here. Wow, what a trade right there. But one thing to note, though, is even though that was a pretty crazy trade, it's still relatively even here. I don't feel like there's a significant advantage either way. Definitely Marine Lord's got tempo advantage here, but when you consider the fact that Vortex, he's at 17 minutes into the game, his economy is pretty decent, as long as he's got production. The difference between, he doesn't have production, that's the problem. The difference between, 1 and 4 is really not that big when you've got a lot of production and a lot of economy, but have a look at this. Demo ships just come in, gets the 2 for 1, takes out the junk, also does a bit of damage onto the dock, and he should spot these 2 docks next to each other. This is a perfect target. You just want to bring in your demo ships right here in between, blow them all up, you get great value on your demo ships. It's pretty much like you're only trading 2 into 1 at that stage, which is, it's pretty nice. Shaolin Monastery now going to be coming down on the mainland. Still yet to see migration coming through, which is kind of ironic that we are watching an 80-minute game, an 18-minute game on the map migration when neither player is migrating. You know what I would love to see different about this map? Because I think that this is in a really good spot. I would love to see gold. Instead of being like 4K, move that bad boy down to make that a 2K gold mine. Don't even call it a gold vein, call it like a copper vein. Make it only 2K. Force them to get off this island, because right now, look, don't get me wrong, I'm having fun, I'm having a good time, but I want to see action in the middle. I want to see armies fighting, brewing over those golds, over those stones. I want to see non-stop battling in the middle as well as the water. That's what this map is dreamt of, or at least that's what I dream of doing with this map. Another dock now going to get put down, and finally we see villagers making the migration. Ladies and gentlemen, there it is. He said it again. That's the name of the map. He said it. He said it. He said the name of the map. Yep, that's it. We got a couple more fishing boats out here. How many fishing boats are we sitting on at the moment? I'm going to do a Control Shift A. I got scared right then because there used to be a bug where you would go Control Shift A and it would literally BSOD your computer. But fortunately, it doesn't do that anymore. And on the other side, we've got 8. So it's only 8 fishing boats versus 10 fishing boats. It's really not a big threat. Like, for me, what I see is I see a world where I just migrate to the middle and I put a keep down on both of the sacred sites, and then I laugh at you as you attempt to do anything about it as I take them both and laugh. I mean, I'm going to be laughing for 10 minutes. It's going to be a long time. But you get the picture, right? Like, we're not really fighting out over here for much. We've got, I mean, the exception to that, and I will state now, is if you do have control of the water, then you do have the ability to come in here, pillage the homeland, pillage the main island, and there's nothing really your enemy can do about that. But I guess there's other things, like you could go for Springalds and, I don't know, maybe you get a keep down yourself. Yeah, that could work. Who knows? But now migration on the other side's come through. Marine Lord also throwing down a stable. No Imperial official over here to supervise just yet. But there is a dead villager on the ground. Or was that an Imperial official? I think it might have been... Dude, I don't even know. It must have been the Khan. Speaking of Khan, good night, sweet prince. He throws up the Falcon in emergency. He's like, Falcon, go! But unfortunately, the Falcon lacks a healing ability. And today, ladies and gentlemen, the Falcon is going to be the last remaining animal, with the exception of these sheep that are just kind of chilling. But, okay. All right. I heard you out. I'm starting to feel this map. I'm starting to like it a little bit more. It's interesting that they ran out of wood before they ran out of gold. That we do have gold gone. Stone has actually been taken, or at least the Uvu has been taken back here. And now, speaking of, have a look at this. Speaking of gold, have a look at this. On the west side of the island, not only do you have Vortex, who is mining the gold. You have Marine Lord, who is actively seeking to place down a mining camp here. Not only that, but it is almost in range. I think it would be in range of bow chads, but I don't know if it's going to be in range of like your springle chips. They do get that +1 range, so they do have 7 tiles of range. Maybe it is enough. Maybe if you're playing the Chinese, you could justify. Actually, Juicy Legacy does get bonuses to range. Oh, we got Keshik's out. Keshik's out on the map here. So now a little bit of a cavalry on cavalry fight. Lancer's going to be coming in to save the day, or at least try and save the day. Scout trying to block damage. A little bit of damage coming through from those springled chips as well. Able to snipe them out. And now the village gets thrown down. Of course, he doesn't have much room on the mainland, so he's had to throw that village down on the center. Good, strong use of the Imperial official from one of the world's best players. Not really, guys. Not really. Don't do that. Don't do that. Definitely not worthy of your 20%. Lancers, top side. No, it's a single Lancer and a Scout. He's looking to throw down outposts. He's got the boar nearby. Call upon the boar when you're in need, my friend. That's what I was always taught. No, not really. They didn't say that. They said you got to call your family. You got to call your cousins. If you need help, you call your cousins. Oh, I don't have that many cousins. I got my cousin, Glenn. That's about it. Yeah. It's just you, Glenn. It's just Glenn. Save me, Glenn. No, not really. I mean, that's what these vills were all screaming. But they're Mongol vills, so they're like, their cousin was probably like, yeah. I think that's the cousin name. Demo ships coming through. Demo ships coming through. Only a couple though. He doesn't have a huge amount. I'm looking for the backside flankeroonie. Don't really spot it out just yet. Manages to snipe out most of them. We do see that he starts the dock on fire, finishes it off with a second demo ship. And this strait, I tell you what, it's been absolute madness in this strait. What do you even call it? Like, this is, you know, we've got Bass Strait down here in Australia, as I mentioned. I remember Gibraltar Strait, that's another one. Is the Bering Strait, is that another one? Yeah, that's another one, Drongo. What do we call this? This is the, this could be the destructive state? No. Well, that'd be a state, not a strait. The Strait of Destruction. The Strait of the Union. Where else do we go with this? I don't even know, man. Uvu now going to be coming down on the island. Not a whole lot of fishing being done, as I said before, so I do expect more of an angle towards this central island. But one thing to note is that we really don't have that being the case. I feel like a lot of the focus is still on the water. We're yet to really transition. 23 minutes into this game. No real transition onto the land just yet. Outpost coming up. He's trying to sneak a couple of vills off. Crossbow's starting to come out as well. We do see on the west side of the island, the war junk. He's coming out. Keep in mind, when it comes to range, he's sitting on 7 range here. Could look to go Imperial. Of course, he does have access to a landmark, which does increase... There we go, the Temple of the Sun, which increases the range. But that's the range of the bow chad, not the range of anything else. Or at least on water. Maybe the cannon, but now slowly pushing up. Decent damage being done here. Numbers still looking pretty even. Marine Lord, slight advantage, I'd have to say. Demo ship's going to get taken out. Micro is, of course, as you would expect from these two players, some of the best in the business. More sprinkled emplacements coming in. We see those naval arrow slits firing off, just providing that very strong, supporting cover fire. Marine Lord numbers. He's still only got that 4 advantage when it comes to the war junks, but still Vortex decides to take the fight. Probably not the best idea, especially with those demo ships coming through. Get a beautiful hit. Manages to take out one, gets damage onto the second one, but it manages to survive with 24 health left. It really feels like Vortex, it's slowly slipping away from him on water. I feel like to get back into this, he probably wants to invest into a few more demo ships. Maybe do a full wrap around the island. I tell you what, because you're not going to make it around here. Your enemy's going to spot you, they're going to intercept you, and it's going to be all over Red Rover. But if you can make it like, you know, 10 demo ships all the way to the backside, now we're talking. Now you could crush. But now in the middle of the map, relics are on the way through. One's already picked up here for Marine Lord. Actually, is it? It's back here on the Shaolin Monastery. Second one now coming through for him. Meanwhile, on the mainland, you can see that they are really starting to branch out. Marine Lord taking the gold vein closest to his opponent. Well, I mean, arguably closer to his opponent. It was quite a good spawn here for Vortex, getting a very close gold vein, even though he's only just taken it now. And it's still subject to the same raids that all the gold veins are on this island. So, I guess realistically, you know, it doesn't make that much of a difference having the gold spawn right outside my island. Crossbow's now starting to move up as well. Have a look at this, Vortex. Only a Khan. I feel like this is a huge mistake from Vortex, not moving into units. I would have loved to have seen, like, maybe a couple of horsemen coming out, maybe a couple of spears as well in the middle. Just start to build a little bit of siege. Would have been lovely to see, but I think he's investing quite heavily right now into the water. He knows how important it is to win water, and we enter now into the cinematic mode as the demo ships make their way forward. He's trying to mix a couple of light junks in, but look at the demo ships coming out from Marine Lord. He's realized it's not a safe bet. Falls back once again. You can see Vortex is continuing to put on the pressure here. Demo ship going to go down. Another one, just trickling them in one by one. So easy to get picked off. Definitely need to think about moving in a couple more to go down. He's got about 3 that remain. 2 that remain? No, 3 that remain. And once again, down, just continuing to dwindle those numbers down. All right, Marine Lord. He's on the defensive. A lot of these on low health, but he is getting the repairs coming through. That's another thing to note. Lining up to take the shots. Marine Lord, Vortex now. Demo ships from the south, looking to make a connection. One manages to make it through, takes out one of those war junks. He's still got a number advantage. Demo ship hits on the side of Marine Lord. Still looking pretty good. Keep in mind, he's also got security in the middle. But the numbers continue in favor of Vortex at this stage of the game. Demo ships from behind. Demo ships for surprise. You can see him just leaking them through one by one. The micro at this point is so damn good from both of these guys. We're 25 minutes, 26 minutes through this game, and still they are yet to drop any real... I say it right now, but one demo ship to change it all! Hits all 4 of them. And that should be it. There's no way that he can do it, and that is indeed it. On top of that, he's also losing the land. Marine Lord victorious. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, hit like on the video. And of course, make sure you check out EGC TV, the Master of Realms. Tonight, it's the final night. Come say good day, and we'll catch you in the next one.